because before, when I first started, I was on like 5 different medications for pain, but after starting my fitness and health journey, I'm only down to 1 medication, and that's not even
Wow.
for pain, it's just for my anxiety and depression.
Here on the Change Your Story podcast, we believe that every woman has the power to rewrite her narrative and become a healthier, stronger, confident version of herself. Welcome everyone to the Change Your Story podcast, the ultimate platform for women seeking transformation in their health and fitness journeys. I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. And together, we're going to embark on an incredible journey of growth and empowerment. We are not just another fitness podcast. We're an all-in-one transformation platform dedicated to helping you change your story. Join me as I educate, inspire, and empower you on your health and fitness journey. Together, we are going to debunk common fitness and nutrition myths that are holding you back. I will provide you with evidence-based information that will revolutionize your approach to wellness. But it doesn't stop there, girl. I'm going to encourage the heck out of you. Yes, I will. We are going to work together to cultivate a mindset that aligns with your goals. I will help you overcome obstacles, develop unshakable self-belief. I want you to love the body you have while empowering you to build a body and life that you've always dreamed of. No matter where you're at on your health and fitness journey, this podcast will be your guide to changing your story. Together, we'll embrace the power of self-love, body positivity, and celebrate the strength within us. Get ready to unleash your full potential, ignite your passion, and create lasting change. So are you ready to rewrite your story? Let's do this together. Welcome to the Change Your Story podcast. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you are tuning in the podcast, welcome, my listeners. I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson, and I'm so excited to bring you Amber's story today, you guys. We are doing a transformation story testimonial. It is nothing short of amazing. Amber is such a beautiful person inside and out, and her story and her transformation is going to inspire you today. I know it. So let's get into it. Guys, also be sure to hit that thumbs up for her sharing her story. It takes a lot of courage to get on camera for one, but to share your story and be vulnerable. So make sure you give her a thumbs up, leave your comments or questions below, and everything that we talk about will be in the show notes, including where you can go and follow Amber's journey. All right. Hey, Amber. You look so beautiful.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I'm so excited. This has been like, how long have we been trying to get you on?
This is the 3rd try.
Yeah, it's been over the year. We keep doing it
Yes.
and things come up. So I just want to say thank you so much for being on here today. I'm really excited. You know, your whole journey and your transformation, and just like seeing you evolve to this point is honestly, it is so inspiring and encouraging. Like, inspires me on my journey, and so I'm
Yes.
excited for everybody to kind of hear your story and how you got started. So why don't you kind of let everybody know who you are, what you do, where you're from, all of that stuff first.
Okay. I'm Amber Heavy Runner. I'm from Kainai, the Blood Reserve, but I moved to Siksika Nation. I moved in with my spouse, and I have 4 children, 2 younger boys and 2 teenager daughters. I graduated in spring 2022 as the health and wellness valedictorian for the healthcare aid program.
Mhm.
And now I'm um, going further in the nursing, and I'm doing the licensed practical nurse. That's what I'm doing in school right now. And then for work, I'm just on call at the moment because I'm a full-time student, and so it's a lot.
And a full-time mom too.
Yes.
With 2 teen girls. That's, teen girls. I get you.
Yeah,
I know.
it's a lot.
Yeah. And so why don't you kind of tell us like what initially started your transformation journey? Like, how did this journey start for you?
Well, so my spouse Kyle, he started exercising. Like he got me an exercise bike, and I wasn't using it. And he started using it, and I was like, oh, well, I could do that too. So I just started with like 15 minutes, and we were doing that together like every day. And then I like cut out pop and chips and like a lot of sugary foods because like I had a really bad eating habit before, like which I've kind of found out, well, kind of figured out myself that I was probably eating to like comfort myself
Mhm.
or just because I wasn't doing anything at the time. I think depression like played a lot into that too. um and then I had a friend that was part of the fit club, and I seen her post and her transformation. And then I started following you on social medias. And I think I followed you for like half a year before I finally joined.
Wow.
Just seeing all the other women and everything really motivated me. And um yeah, just
Yeah.
seeing other videos and just all the positive things from the fit club. I was like, I want to be part of that.
And so what year did you join the Fit Club and kind of what sparked your, what was the thing that you're like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna give it a shot, or what was the thing that initially started that for you?
So I've been with the Fit Club for 3 years. In June will be 3 years actually. I kind of jumped the gun when I was saying 3 years before because it feels longer, but yeah. Sorry, what was the question
Yeah, no
again?
worries. So what was the like what was the you said you kind of had been following and watching, and I find lots of women just want to really see if it's the real thing or if it's some fad. So what was the thing that you kind of triggered you to sign up? Like you're like, I'm gonna do this.
I think it's like all the facts and like the reality that you post about everything, and that it's and I really like the quote that you use, little by little,
A little
a
bit.
little, a lot,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And it just like, and how you get into depth with like mindset too. Um, that's what really like I think grabbed me.
Mhm.
I just because I always thought like to be fit and everything, you have to be like extreme and like, be working out all the time. I didn't know it was this consistency and like building up to it
Yeah.
and building a habit. I always thought it was just like extreme everything.
I think most of us women start out like that, right?
Yeah. Well, also because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was 12, and I always feel like I was always like treated like kind of differently, like I couldn't do anything, kind of like
Mhm.
just like I couldn't be extreme. I couldn't do like simple tasks either with like without getting flare-ups or pain. And so I feel like when I found out that I just have to do little portion like little things a day and keep consistent, I feel like that was kind of like a sign, like an answer for me,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
That's why you like that quote, a little becomes a lot. Right? I
Yeah.
think it's a Tanzania, I'm gonna say it wrong, a Tanzania proverb or something. But I love it. And I think, do you think with a fibromyalgia and even depression, because mental health is something like I'm very similar, I've struggled with, and
Mhm.
it almost became, I would say, a crutch
for me to get out of pushing myself, right? Because you almost get afraid of like, you're not really sure where the extreme line is, right? After
Yeah.
a while, you start to not trust yourself because it's like you either get so extreme, you get burnt out, or like you get a flare up, right? Um,
Yeah.
so did you find like when you started to get into it, where you kind of like, it's even with some people with injuries too, it's like getting back into something you kind of are like, you just don't really know. And so some people never actually fully go into their journey like you have. So what was that thing? What, kind of what was the tipping point for you when you were just like, no, I'm going to be okay. And this is actually helping me. Like, what was that for you?
I really started to notice when I had more energy, and it's actually funny. So, on Mother's Day, how your kids like do these, like
Yeah.
all about your mom.
Yeah.
So, when my other kids were younger, the thing they posted on she is really good at, they would always put sleeping because I'd always be sleeping. But Carl gave this to me last week, and it says, "She is really good at exercising," and that, like,
Oh,
just kinda brought tears to my eyes because
yeah.
it's such, like, a big change,
Yeah.
um
That's so
Yeah.
so kids are so funny. Like
I know.
yeah.
So my pivotal moment was when I was able to do simple tasks again, just like cleaning my house and doing the dishes. Able to go up the stairs without like losing my breath. We would walk. We started doing walks, um, like just to the river from my house, which is just a little less than 1 kilometer, but I would say about 1 kilometer, give or take. And before, when we first started, like I would just be out of breath walking there, and then I would struggle walking all the way back home. Like I'd just be worn out. But now it's just like it's such a simple walk for me now. Like
And
it's
it's
like
just
nothing.
it's a part of your life, right? I think
Mhm.
that's so powerful, Amber, and for all of those that are listening, it's like we can forget that's the reason we do what we do. That's the reason that's the feeling that we want. And a lot of the time we can get so sidetracked with the body will change, right? And you've had such an extreme transformation physically as well as internally. And it's just such a good reminder for women to just remember that, you know, that's the best feeling, to have energy, to go for walks, like to not feel
Um,
limited in our daily things, right? Like the impact that like our health and fitness journey makes, that we can
mhm.
forget about when we get so hyper focused on the external, when we forget
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
and then I think too, I don't know, like I've been through so many transformations over the years, so I can relate so much. And the fact of when you get so hyper focused on the external and your body, or you're not seeing your abs yet, or you're not, then you're like, you go into essentially fuck it mode, and you're like, I'm just going to eat whatever. And then you feel like crap, and then your energy's down. You're like, oh, yeah, right. That's why it also worked out. It's like in those moments you forget that, like, has
Yeah.
that happened to you?
I've had those
Yeah.
too. There's
Yeah.
all the ups and downs,
Yeah.
but you just have to keep going.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask you? So I have two questions. The first one is, what impact do you think this journey has had on your girl specifically, seeing this weight loss? Has it had like a positive impact, or have you noticed like a little bit of both? You know how girls can hyper obsess
Um,
about.
I feel like my daughters are very confident in themselves, and um like they always look up to me, and my daughter Shadow is always telling me how pretty I am and hugging me.
Aw,
I think it's a positive impact,
yeah.
and like they're just they always wanna hang out with me now and, like, do stuff. We have a really good relationship.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I think that's so cool. That's I
Mhm.
hope my girls, I hope that they're super close with me too. They are now, but they're littler, right? So, well,
Yeah.
they're not really littler. My kids are way tall. Your girls are taller than you too, right?
Just Shadow. Kitty's short.
Yeah. So Amber, what has your total weight loss been? I don't think I know. Like what's the amount of weight that you've lost since you started?
I kind of stopped, like, really like, so when I very first started, I didn't own a scale, so I wasn't able to, like, exactly weigh how much I was when I first started. But it's over that's why I always just say 50 plus pounds, 'cause
Wow.
it's been over 50 pounds.
Yeah. That's incredible. And so like your approach to your fitness journey now versus then, what's different?
Now I don't really look at the weight of it because I've been gaining muscle too. I actually there's times when, like, when I injured my shoulder and I, like, lost weight and I was, like, sad. I was like, "I lost my muscle." Because I wasn't able to do a lot of, like, I wasn't able to do the heavy lifting, like,
Yeah.
I'm still building up to lifting heavier, but I think just lightweight is where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So you kind of went from focusing on weight loss to now just getting stronger and building muscle, essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. And I know, and I want to share too with the listeners, like we've worked together, now you're really dialed in like on your nutrition. And so I think that's been such a huge change for you. So tell me how that has been over the last few months of tracking your macros and following a meal plan.
Um, yeah, so I really enjoyed getting your help on my meal plan. I remember at first I was, like, really hungry
Yeah.
because I was used to just eating whatever and, like, getting all those, like, empty calories, or I forgot what they call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but then I'm trying to focus more on, like, more protein, so because it keeps me full longer. Because that's my problem is I was just eating, like, quick fixes or, like, a lot of what are they called?
Processed.
Like, yeah, processed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say produced, but yeah, processed. A lot of processed food. I'm really trying to cut back on fast food because being a student, mom, and working, I I was always just getting fast food and, like, quick fixes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Which,
it's definitely more time consuming, but it's worth it in the long run.
yeah. And do you find too, if you have your food prepped, it kind of saves you time, like mental energy time and time during your day, like you just feel better?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
does. Just feel more accomplished. Also, recently I went on a road trip and it was hard. Like, I didn't meal prep really. I ate a lot of, like, processed and fast food, and I just felt, like, really horrible because, like, after doing all that meal planning with you and then just jumping to, like, not
Yeah.
eating as good as I could, that was, like, I was feeling really sluggish.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so, that's really cool. Reflection because, you do realize the quality of our food does affect the way we feel, our energy levels. Yeah, you feel sluggish when we're always, and not to say that there's nothing wrong with going for fast food once in a while or eating those processed things, but when it becomes the majority, right, of our of our
Yeah.
food, then we don't train as good. We're more tired, or we get flare-ups, mental health, we feel more depressed or anxious or sad. It does, it affects every area. And so I just think that that's cool that you said that for the ladies that are listening. All
Yeah.
right.
So definitely I still indulge in fast food, but not to like live on it for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how, like, you don't really know how crappy you feel until you get healthy. Like, you just kinda get used to feeling like crap all the time until you get healthy, then you're like, "Whoa," I've hair. How has your perception of yourself and your body evolved throughout this journey?
I can say that I love myself now, whereas I never did before. I always felt like I don't know, like I wasn't like I didn't have that self-love, but now I have like a like positive relationship with my body and I understand that I need movement. Like because before when I first started, I was on like 5 different medications for pain, but after starting my fitness and health journey, I'm only down to 1 medication. And that's not even
Wow.
for pain, it's just for my anxiety and depression, which like I've been on that forever. Like I don't think I could get off.
Yeah, that's amazing, Amber. Like, that's in you have 5, medications and you're down to 1. That is
Mhm.
incredible. That is incredible, and, like, yeah, that's just so inspiring. I wanna quickly jump back to something you were talking about with your daughters, because I just think it's so important about how you said that, you wanna be a role model to your daughters to teach them and to other girls, kids their age, teenagers, that there's other ways to deal with anxiety, because we are in such a, uh like, that's just so huge right now, and I just think that that is so
Mhm.
powerful that, instead of medicating our kids, and I know that sometimes they have to be, but we've gotta do the best we can with, like, getting them exercise, getting them eating healthier, even getting them to eat enough protein and stuff, because that's
Yeah,
important,
that's the
like,
hard part.
right? So if you can come off those medications just from that, think about our kids. And so wow, 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 wow. Like 50 wows. I think that that's so cool. And if that didn't inspire somebody listening right now to start their transformation journey, I don't know what will. So I just think that that is so cool. How did you navigate the challenges of balancing your health conditions with being a mom, um, to 4 children during your journey?
Um, well, like I said, there's a lot of ups and downs about it, but one of the positive things is that I've had more energy to do things with my children, and I just get them to join me. Like they love exercising and doing stuff with me, especially my youngest. He's always reminding me, like, "Mom, did you do your workout without me?" And he'll get all sad. And then now that my daughters are old enough to come to the gym with me, um, Sixiga, they opened up well, they've always had a gym, but they have like all brand new equipment and it's free for us to go to right now
Oh.
until they figure out if they're gonna do a membership or whatever. But yeah, so my daughters come with me to the gym and they love it.
I know, I see you post lots, your daughter's working out with you. I think that's so inspiring. How
Yeah,
how old are your
I
daughters,
feel
Amber?
15 and 17.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I just find that it's very important to like remind the youth that um that there's other ways instead of like medications to deal with your depression and anxiety and mental health because I wish I knew that when I was a teenager. I went through severe depression and I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder. I think it was because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia too. I
Yeah.
had like all these doubts about myself. And I just wish that I knew earlier that movement was medicine.
Mm.
And like I was I went through like all different medications, and when I was younger, I went through all different therapies, and I was in a psychiatric ward. It was one that was for adolescents. It was called camp in Lethbridge. I'm not sure what I forgot what the camp stands for, but um yeah, that's where I was diagnosed with the anxiety disorder and like clinical depression.
Wow.
And I was there for like a couple months, and like I want to teach my daughters and my boys that, there's different ways to deal with anxiety, and that movement is really important for your mental health.
Yeah. Oh, wow, Amber, that's so powerful. I mean, whoa, I didn't even know that. And I just think that is so inspiring. And I think, you know, yeah, if we only knew, right? If we only knew when we were younger that there's, but you know what? Now you know, and now, I know, and we have kids and we can teach them.
I
It's
find
different though, right?
I find now also like a lot more people are open about anxiety and mental health,
Yeah.
which is good because back then, like, I never really heard about anxiety, or, you never really heard about it. It was always like frowned upon.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, she's depressed. Like, don't hang out with her, or
Yeah.
something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I was always made fun of. And
Mhm. Or
yeah, it
like,
just,
stop feeling sorry for yourself, or like just get over it. Like I heard that all
yeah,
the time. Like,
yeah, like
just
the
get over it.
old school mentality.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, that's I think, Amber, that's so powerful because I think, like, I still go through mental health, and I think there's a lot of women, even after postpartum, we can go through postpartum even when our kids are like 10, and like it's something that doesn't really go away. We're always in postpartum, and I think, as women, it's such an important message to see that exercise is not a place to where we lose ourselves. It's where we gain everything. It's where we gain our health back. It's where we gain our energy back. And and I think it's just where we gain our mental health back, where we take control of our joy and our life. And I just think that that's so powerful. Like, you know, I mean, I could ask you 1,000 questions on what you went through as a teenager, because I love like stories, and I love hearing all of, the details of that, but we'll keep it just to your transformation today, and maybe we'll do another one and talk about mental health and stuff. But that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I could do a part two.
Yeah.
I have like so much to talk about.
Oh, yeah, like, oh my goodness, I'm loving this. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I do have questions that I want to know. Okay, so can you share a pivotal moment or a realization that occurred during your transformation process? Was there a moment when something just like you're like, oh my gosh, I can think of a few with you, from our check-in, and like,
Yeah.
but was there one for you when you were, sorry, I'm trying to get my words in thought. When they say when you have a lot of weight to lose and you lose the weight, sometimes you don't feel like that person. You still feel like that person in the other body. What clicked? Like, what was the moment when you're like, I freaking did it? Like, holy shit.
I think one of the big ones, which is kind of like funny because you see it on movies, is when I was actually able to wear like my favorite pants again. They were like well, they're still like stretchy, but just the fact that like all I was wearing before was like Walmart leggings, or like leggings, like really stretchy ones, or dresses. But just being able to like fit into like an actual pair of pants that have the zipper and button was a big moment for me.
Yeah. That's
Definitely.
I think that's like one of the best moments. I think that's pretty amazing. And I think women should visualize that too when they do have a weight loss or fat loss goal. Picture the like doing up the dress or the pants that you want to wear. It's so rewarding, right?
Yeah,
That's so
and, like,
cool.
being able to, like, buy all the dresses that like, I have a bad habit of buying dresses now.
Yeah. Well, because you fit into the outfits that you love now, and that's such a good feeling, right? You feel good about yourself, so shopping's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What strategies did you employ or that kind of were your anchor when you weren't feeling motivated? What kept you going through this whole process that didn't
Um,
give up?
so I'd fall back into, like, my sleepy habits, and I would get my flare-ups and migraines. I just feel like I was hit by a truck, basically. That's how fibromyalgia feels. Um, or when you have like a fever and your body, like you have a body fever, your whole body's sore.
Mhm.
That's how I would feel. And I just didn't want to feel like that anymore. So I keep that. That's kind of like a motivation. Also my progress photos. If I'm not motivated, I find like talking to the other fit club babes. And like other people that are on similar journeys. Um, Another thing that really, really motivates me is when someone messages me out of the blue and tells me that like I've inspired them to start their own journey, because I've had a lot of messages from just a lot of women. I've even had men that have messaged and like, they ask me like for like um just tips on how to start, or
Mm,
what to do, and just that's what keeps me going. I
yeah.
just like inspiring people, um, just being like getting that mental health awareness out there too.
Mhm.
Because not only have I had people message me about fitness, but they've messaged me about mental health too. And I just tell them that, you just try some workouts, try being just, even if it's 15 minutes a day, like just start little and build, like eventually you'll build a habit and then just see how you feel. Because
And
that's how it was for me. Like I just built little by
yeah.
little, a little becomes a lot.
You're gonna have to get that tattooed now.
For real.
Yeah. So that kind of brings me to my next question. So what would be if someone, was really struggling, and what would be the best piece of advice you would give them that helped you if they were thinking about starting their health and fitness journey?
Like what would their struggle be though? Like,
Struggling to get started.
oh, okay. I just say to start small and slowly build up, because I started with just 15 minutes on my bike a day, or
Mhm.
even if it's just cutting pop or cutting chips from your life. It's just the little things that matter.
Yeah.
And I think if you just keep consistency is key.
Yeah.
As cliche as that is, but that's just the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Just start small. Just start with one thing, whatever thing seems to be the thing you need most. Yeah, just start there. I love it, Amber. Sum this
Okay.
all up. And I'm so grateful for everything you said. And I'm just, I know that it is going to be so valuable to everybody listening and watching on YouTube, listening on the podcast. Um, Thank you so much, Amber. But last question. How has your story changed as a result of your transformation?
Um, I actually have a life now. I have a lot of like achievements that I don't think I could have done without the Fit Club, to be honest. Like I so before I started fitness, I had been in the healthcare aid program 3 times prior, and I never did my health, but I for the first time because I was invited, and I came out as valedictorian,
Wow.
and now I'm going into nursing, and it just like it just my it's changed my whole mindset on like everything.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's incredible how fitness can just change everything. I relate to you. Yeah, fitness changed everything for me too, and I just think that that's so incredible, Amber. Like, wow.
No, I was just saying, plus I've gotten into pinup modeling, which I never thought I'd ever do.
Yes, and you look amazing. But Amber, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing. And
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks for
I you
inviting
inspire me. You inspire me, and I'm so
me.
grateful to have you in my life.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I found the Fit Club.
Yeah, me too, me too. And so
Glad I found you guys.
how can people find you, Amber? If they wanted to connect with you, how can they find you?
Well, I keep my Instagram open. Oh, it's Amber Grable 13.
Okay, I'll put everything in the show notes. Okay. All right, Amber. Well, that's everything. That's all. And yeah, thank you again so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you.